Just 3 days away from Donald Trump's inauguration as the 45th president of these United States. This is a live look at the National Mall in D.C. this morning, where they're gearing up for that big event. An estimated 700 to 900,000 people are expected on Friday, some already arriving.
And that means a massive security effort. Federal force of 28,000, 6,000 local police, and the city in lockdown mode right now. Federal employees being urged to work from home.
And meanwhile, here are some signs of change in D.C. The DailyMail.com getting these pictures of the movers at the D.C. home where President Obama will be moving with his family after he takes a nice and needed vacation in Palm Springs.
Yeah, and they'll have a quick effort to get President Trump into the White House as well. We have a brand new ABC News Washington Post poll released just now. It shows some tough numbers for the president-elect. Only 40% approve of how he's handled the transition. That is half the number we've seen with recent presidents like Barack Obama, George H.W. Bush. John Carl here with more of the new numbers. Good morning, John.
Good morning, George. President-elect Trump will go into office with a majority of Americans viewing him unfavorably. George, that is something we simply have never seen in the modern era. Just look at the numbers going all the way back to Jimmy Carter. Every newly elected president experiences some kind of honeymoon. Donald Trump, just 40% viewed favorably. But there's a contradiction here, and it's a fundamental one, George. Most Americans have high expectations for how he'll handle the big issues. 60% believe he'll do an excellent or good job on the economy. 56% believe he'll do an excellent or good job handling terrorism. So viewed unfavorably, but still, George, high expectations for his presidency on those issues.
And there has been some improvement for the president-elect on the number of Americans who see him qualified to hold the office. You know, it's come up since the campaign, but you still have a majority of Americans, 52%, see him as unqualified for office.
And what's driving that in our new poll, George, is that a big majority, 61%, simply do not trust Donald Trump to make the right decisions. And if you look at some of the other issues, low expectations for how he'll handle international crises, low expectations for how he'll handle race issues, gender issues, and health care.
And the whole issue of Russian hacking of the election still hanging over this transition. You had about 2/3 of Americans who believe Russia hacked the election, and just about two-thirds, saying they were trying to help Donald Trump.
Yeah, and a vast majority think that Trump simply has not handled this issue well. Look at that number. You've got 35%, barely a third of voters approve of how he's handled this hacking issue.
Okay, John Carl, thanks very much.